Hey everyone, it's time to enjoy some Reddit stories. Let's get into it.
Story 1. My wife's dad died on Christmas in 2022. She doesn't let us celebrate Christmas since then. My father-in-law died on the 25th of December 2022. It was extremely sad and unfortunate, and my wife has been in therapy since then. Although we have 2 kids, currently 6 and 8 years old, we did not celebrate Christmas in 2023 or 2024 because my wife was not ready. I respected that. We did not put up lights or decorations, and we only gave the kids 2 pairs of gifts. Honestly speaking, my daughters and I did not have a close bond with her dad because he had been terminally ill for many years. Since his death, I have done everything to support my wife. There is not a single piece of advice her therapist gave me that I did not follow. Trips, gifts, taking over more than 60% of the household work, staying calm when she shouts, getting her positive books, pushing her to focus on her hobbies. Everything. Her therapist has been saying the same thing for about a year now, that my wife needs to start pushing herself. We can help her only to a certain extent. She needs to make the effort herself. I was really excited for Christmas 2025, mainly for the kids. They kept asking why we do not celebrate Christmas like their friends, and honestly, that broke my heart. I had been encouraging my wife since October. I truly expected her to move forward this time, but again, about a week before Christmas, she started behaving the same way. I was honestly fed up. How many years are we going to miss Christmas as a family, especially during what I believe are the best years when our kids are the perfect age to enjoy it? I asked her this directly. She did not reply, only became moody. This time, I decided to prioritize our daughter's happiness. I did the arrangements and decorations with them while still trying to encourage my wife, but she became highly irritated and upset, questioning why we were even celebrating. Her behavior continued, and at one point I reached my breaking point. I held her shoulders and raised my voice, asking how long this was going to last and why she was so determined to ruin the best time of our lives. I told her she was acting like a spoiled teenager all the time. Am I the asshole here? Her siblings and even her mother have moved on and have been celebrating Christmas fully since 2024. Comments. Commenter 1. Has her therapist addressed what she is taking away from her own kids? Commenter 2. Maybe she is just making sure she is not the kind of parent her children will mourn for 3 years. I would bet money that Grandpa would be horrified that his death is the reason his grandkids do not get Christmas. I lost my dad in 2022, and I'm pretty sure he would be haunting me right now if I used missing him as an excuse not to celebrate Christmas with my kids. Commenter 3. We lost my granny 2 days ago. We are just trying to make the best of the day we can, and we don't even have little kids to do it for. Honestly, it is cruel to take Christmas away from children. Sometimes as adults, we have to use our coping mechanisms to do things we find challenging. Commenter 4. That is so unfair to your girls. She's married with her own family now and needs to put them first. You said he was terminal, so it was not unexpected. This sounds like an attention grab. Poor me. If she keeps it up, do Christmas with the kids anyway. Go to events, visit Santa, get a tree. Single parents do it all the time. Reply from the original poster. Yeah, trust me. Even though she completely disturbed my peace of mind, this time I did everything to celebrate Christmas for the girls. Sometimes I felt conflicted about leaving my wife behind while visiting the local market with my daughters, but I also felt incredibly liberated.
Story 2. I'm headed for divorce, but my lawyer has given me the best news ever. My lawyer gave me the best news. I am a 38-year-old woman and my husband, soon to be my ex-husband, has been cheating on me. He wants the other woman instead of me. I might be naive because I truly did not see this coming. I was researching vacation options for our 10th anniversary next year, while he, a 39-year-old man, was running around with another woman. She is either 25 or 27, I cannot remember which. I never thought heartbreak like this was real, but he completely broke my heart. I know people who have gone through divorce where they had to live separately for a year before filing. I wanted to be prepared, so I made an appointment with a lawyer right away. It was probably the best decision I have ever made. She told me that in our state, alimony is forbidden if there is adultery. Since my husband cheated, I will not have to pay alimony. I was fully prepared to pay an enormous amount, but I have proof that he cheated, proof he actually gave me himself, so I do not have to pay him anything. This was the best news I could have received. The requirement to live separately for a year only applies to no-fault divorces in my state. Since I have proof of adultery, my lawyer went ahead and filed on my behalf. Technically, my husband and I were still living together at the time. Our lease expires on the 31st, and the countdown for our separation was supposed to start on November 1st. I wish I could see his face when two things happen. First, when he is served with the divorce papers. Second, when he finds out he will not receive alimony because he cheated. He wanted a no-fault divorce, and I know he was counting on that money. This was the best news I could have gotten. I honestly do not even have words for how amazing I feel. Comments. Commenter 1. Congratulations, please come back and share his reaction. Commenter 2. I love this for you and for him. The best revenge is living your best life and leaving him in the dust. Commenter 3. I have never been so excited for a stranger's divorce in my life. Buy that lawyer an edible arrangement. Update. This update is a little anticlimactic, but some people asked me to come back and share what happened after my husband was served with the divorce papers. I also want to thank everyone for the kind comments. Even with the good news from my lawyer, this has been the most horrible time of my life, and the encouragement really helped. My husband, still 39, was predictably unhappy when he was served and learned that I had already filed. He thought we had to live separately for a year first. I told him to talk to a lawyer. We both moved out of our condo during the last week of October when the lease expired, and we live separately now. A few days later, he told me that he had changed his mind and asked if we could work things out. I told him absolutely not and said that his lawyer could speak to my lawyer because I was done talking to him. He was upset and nearly in tears when I refused to reconsider. It has been a month now, and I have not seen or spoken to him. He has not tried to contact me again, and I am extremely happy about that because I want nothing to do with him ever again. Even though he may have been upset, he broke my heart first, and while the good news for my lawyer helped, it has not erased how broken I still feel. Edited to add. I am turning off my messages because people keep sending me private messages calling me two-faced or worse for being disappointed that he has not contacted me again. I am not disappointed at all. I'm actually happy he hasn't reached out because I never want to speak to him ever again. Update comments. Commenter 1. I bet the girlfriend dumped him. Commenter 2. He realized he derailed the gravy train and his new girlfriend dumped his broke self. Good for you. You deserve better. Commenter 3. I also think his girlfriend dumped him. Plus, he has nothing to gain from the divorce, so of course he wants to reconcile. I'm sorry you're going through this, but time will ease the pain. Wishing you the best. Story 3. By sheer coincidence, I, a 25-year-old woman, just started a new job and happened to work with someone, a 25-year-old man, who I had an awful one-night stand with 8 months ago. He's telling everyone I'm crazy and I'm not fitting in at all. I was in a bad place this past summer. I had just lost my job, I was lonely, and I was depressed. Deciding that I needed to put myself out there more, I joined Tinder. I went out with a guy named Eric. We went to a beer festival together. The date was fun, but we, especially me, got way too drunk. We ended up going back to his place and having sex. I was definitely the one who initiated it. Long story short, after we had sex, I burst into drunken tears. To this day, I am still not sure what caused it exactly. He did not do or say anything wrong. I was just very drunk and very sad inside, and it all came out on this poor guy. He was clearly uncomfortable and did not know what to do. He asked if I wanted to go home or stay. I mumbled that I would stay. The next morning, I woke up embarrassed and extremely hungover to an empty bed. I got up, went to the living room, and he was there watching television. He gave me a ride home. I felt bad about what happened because I genuinely enjoyed the date, at least until the crying part. A couple of days later, I sent him a casual text to see if there was still a chance. He did not respond. I sent one more text apologizing for what happened and explaining that it was not his fault, that I was just really drunk. He still did not respond. I got the hint and moved on with my life. Fast forward to now, I am in a new and great relationship with someone named Jake, also from Tinder. I have gotten a much better handle on my depression, and overall, I am doing very well. I even got a new job. Except I started this job 2 weeks ago, and guess who I work with? Eric, my one-night stand. On my very first day, it was obvious to everyone that Eric and I knew each other. When people asked, I brushed it off and said that I had met him randomly over the summer. Well, Eric told everyone at work what happened between us. I am incredibly embarrassed and feel completely alienated at my new job. People think I am some crazy, promiscuous drunk girl. I have only made one friend so far, and she is the one who told me about Eric's version of the story. I do not know what to do because Eric is not spreading a lie. He is telling the truth about what happened between us. The truth is just dark and extremely embarrassing for me. One time, my current boyfriend Jake came to pick me up from work, and I overheard Eric and another coworker snickering. I feel so humiliated. I feel like I'm back in high school. What can I do to make this go away? Comments. Commenter 1. It is the truth and it is already out there, so own it. I assume Jake already knows the situation. If not, please tell him right away and be open about it. There is nothing you can do to change the past, either the drunken post-sex crying or Eric telling everyone. So my best advice is to focus on work and act like it is no big deal. No one is going to come up to you and make fun of you, and even if they did, that would be way more cringeworthy than what you did. I know this is much easier said than done, but if anyone brings it up, try to laugh it off. Something like, I guess I just get really emotional about microbrews. This will blow over. Commenter 2. What is crazy to me, OP, is how this is in Eric's best interest at all. If I made a girl cry after sex, I definitely wouldn't be telling people about it, especially coworkers. For shame. Update. Thank you to everyone who responded to my original post. Most of you told me to keep my head high, own what happened, and focus on my work, and that's exactly what I did. For those of you reminding me to tell my boyfriend, I already had, and he was supportive and sympathetic about the situation. You were right. I just needed to let things blow over. It's been about 2 weeks since I posted, and 1 month since I started my new job. I made a really deliberate effort to be helpful, friendly, and hardworking, and it worked. I'm getting along well with all my coworkers now, including Eric. I no longer feel paranoid that people are whispering about me being crazy. The actual thing that inspired me to write this update is that Eric and I were assigned to work on a project together. Yesterday, we both had to stay late to finish a presentation we had been working on, which was the first time we had ever really been alone together. Well, besides the time we had sex. I was nervous, but I was determined to focus on work and get through it. While we were uploading our presentation and video to the server, we had some downtime and started chatting. At one point, I made a self-deprecating joke and said, if this thing crashes, I might just burst into tears again. He laughed, and that broke the tension. We ended up clearing the air. He started by apologizing if he or anyone at work had made me uncomfortable. Then he explained the Tinder incident from his perspective. He had actually just downloaded Tinder the week we started talking. I was the first person he had ever talked to or gone on a date with through the app. His work friends were the ones who encouraged him to download it, so they knew about me and our planned date from the beginning. They were also the ones who suggested the beer festival. So when the date went horribly, everyone asked him the following Monday how it went. He told them what happened, and they all laughed it off, talking about how awful that must have been, how much it sucked that it was his first Tinder date, and maybe Tinder just wasn't for him.
So when I first started working there, they already knew who I was from the summer. That was actually a relief, because it meant Eric didn't immediately see me at work and start telling everyone like a jerk. Eric and I cleared the air. He said that from getting to know me over the past month, I seemed professional and cool, and he hoped there was no bad blood between us. I told him there absolutely was not. I explained briefly that I had been in a bad place after losing my job and drank too much that night. He told me not to worry about it and said he completely understood. I was just relieved that we could finally address the elephant in the room. As for the friend who originally told me what Eric was saying, it turns out she is also relatively new to the office and wasn't there last summer when the Tinder situation happened. From her perspective, it looked like Eric was spreading a fresh rumor when in reality people were just talking about something they already knew. So yeah, things are good. Update comments. Commenter 1. How could everyone remember who you were from Tinder 8 months ago? That sounds like Eric is covering himself. He sounds like a douche. Reply from the original poster. Maybe I should clarify. It's not like I walked in on my first day and everyone instantly recognized me. Like I said in my original post, it was just obvious from day one that Eric and I knew each other. People asked questions and Eric said, "She's the Tinder girl," and everyone immediately understood what that meant. Commenter 2. This is what happens when people actually communicate like adults. Also, wow, I miss old Tinder. Commenter 3. Throughout this post, I kept thinking, Tinder? People who can communicate and have jobs are on Tinder? Then I realized this post is from 2016.
Story 4. Am I the asshole for not telling my parents that I had a baby? Hi Reddit. I have never used this app before, but one of my best friends suggested I come here for advice from people who are not biased. Please forgive me if I ramble or if I do not explain the situation very well. For context, I am an 18-year-old woman and I do not have a good relationship with my parents, who are 52 and 50. Growing up, they always favored my older brother, who is 28, probably because they only ever wanted one kid. I did not have the best childhood with my parents. Starting around age 6, I went back and forth between their house and my paternal grandparents' house for a few years. Eventually, I moved in with my grandparents full-time at age 10. Even though they were already retired, they tried their best to give me a good childhood, even when my parents did not want to. The last time I spoke to my parents was over a year ago, around the holidays in November or December of 2024. In late March of this year, I found out I was pregnant. Yes, I know I am young and made some bad decisions, but I love my baby girl and would not trade her for the world. For the sake of her privacy, I will just call her Baby. I did not tell many people, only those close to me and close to my boyfriend. Baby girl was born on December 2nd. Earlier today, we had a Christmas dinner at my grandparents' house, and everyone was invited, including my parents and my brother. I could tell they were shocked to see me holding a baby, let alone my baby, but they did not say anything at first. Once dinner started, one of my aunts asked how Baby was doing. I started explaining how she has been much more alert lately and has even started cooing. I guess that set something off in my mom because she suddenly said something like, "Why did you keep Baby a secret from us?" That caught me off guard, so I replied, "Not a secret, I just did not tell you." That did not go over well. My mom started saying that I had taken away their chance to be grandparents, which I think is ridiculous because my brother can still have kids. She also said I was selfish for not telling them. My dad agreed and said it was rude and embarrassing that they had to find out in front of everyone. I told them directly that I did not feel comfortable sharing something that big with people who barely talk to me. I just wanted to be left alone and have a peaceful pregnancy. The table became extremely awkward, which made me feel bad for the rest of the family who were just trying to enjoy a meal. I do not feel bad for protecting my peace or my daughter, but later that night, some family members told me I was selfish for not telling my parents. My grandparents and my boyfriend are reassuring me that I did not owe my parents that information, but I'm starting to second guess myself. So, am I the asshole? Also, before anyone asks, I know how it sounds bringing a newborn to a family gathering. She was only held by people she already lives with and was not passed around. Comments. Commenter 1. Not the asshole. If they wanted to be involved in your life, they would have known you were pregnant and having a baby. I'm sorry your parents could not be bothered to actually be parents to you.
It sounds like your grandparents did an amazing job raising you, and you will give your daughter the same solid upbringing. Keep doing what you are doing, enjoy every moment with your baby girl, and try not to put too much trust in people who refuse to see your value and want to make you their scapegoat. You've got this. Commenter 2. They took away our chance to be grandparents. How do people not realize that the audition for being a grandparent is being a parent first? They ended their audition 8 years ago. Why do they think they deserve the role now? Not the asshole. Commenter 3. Not the asshole. You are the mother and you choose what information you share and with whom. Also, wishing you all the best in motherhood. Reply from original poster. Thank you so much.
This brings us to the end of our story. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe.